Good morning, Rakhi Mitra, Namaste, Vande Matram. Since the first day I took up the issue of Meghalaya, the issue of the Khasi Students Union, that they have been killing, murdering, torturing the non-tribals of the state since the last 25-30 years, they have raised many questions. They have questioned the veracity of the incidents that I have mentioned. They have questioned the veracity of the violence that I have mentioned. Many from their community have questioned me. They claim that there has never been any religious ill feeling amongst the communities. So today here I stand in front of the entire nation. I have picked up a report of the Inquiry Commission chaired by retired Justice B.N. Sharma, that was constituted after the violence in 1992. Mind it, it's a government report. So do not question this report now. The one-man commission was appointed on June 17, 1993 under the notification number POL.225/92 by 27 with retired Justice B.N. Sharma of Guwahati High Court as its head. The commission had listed several causes for the communal clashes in the state that keeps happening from time to time. And I shall pick up three most significant reasons it mentioned. I quote, religious bigotry and intolerance on part of a section of the local youth. Who is the local youth? Not the non-tribals. Growing parochialism and regionalism amongst the younger generation. Lack of necessary follow-up in the criminal cases arising out of such disturbances in the past, resulting in the failure in almost all such cases. Didn't I say from the very first day that none of the perpetrators have ever been punished? They have always gone scot-free, and that is the reason it is continuing till today. When you do not give punishment to such perpetrators, they go on killing with impunity. When they know that the government is by their side, they are not getting punished for their misdeeds. This happens. But this report is of 1992. 1992 scenario, right? Let's go back even further. 1979. One of the worst communal riots in Meghalaya's history that had set the stage for mass exodus of non-tribal citizens of the states, particularly Bengalis too, had started with a skirmish during Durga Puja in 1979. On October 22, 1979, the idol of Ma Durga was desecrated during the procession that was taken out for immersion by a local boy. He was beaten up. What followed was a nightmare for the Bengalis. Hundreds of families lost their homes, properties burnt. Still, you don't see any religious angle to it, do you? Right. On December 4, New York Times carried a story on the violence with the title, India's Christian tribes are angered by influx of Bengalis, detailing the developments. For over a month, 143 Bengali families have lived huddled in a community halls after they were evicted from their homes by the tribal residents. They lived huddled in a community hall. Fighting broke out on October 22nd when a boy from the Khasi tribe was said to have desecrated an image of Durga, a Hindu goddess, during a procession of the Bengalis. The boy was beaten up, and in retaliation, Khasis expelled the Bengalis from areas where the Bengalis were a minority and burnt down their houses. I am reading out a news item. Members of the Khasi and Garo tribes, however, have no sympathy for the Bengalis. The tribal population are largely Christian and are well educated in Christian missionary schools. They fear that if they do not keep out the outsiders, the non-tribals, according to them, are Dhakars, the outsiders. If they do not keep them out, all of Meghalaya state will be swamped by Bengali immigrants. It goes on further. Hear it. Sarma Commission, in its report, adds apart from the memorandum submitted by the Citizens Forum, bigotry and religious intolerance was also an important factor that added to the fury of the disturbances. Although the majority of the Khasi people are Christians, since about 1960, there was no communal problem on ground of religion earlier. But since about 1980, signs of growing intolerance on grounds of religion amongst the tribal community, particularly the youth, has been noticed. Now, every year before the Durga Puja festival, the Deputy Commissioner has got to convene meetings of the police and other high-ranking civil officers to discuss about the number of puja pandals and measures to be taken for the maintenance of peace. Even I have mentioned that whatever they do every year is just before the beginning of the Durga Puja. They choose that time particularly. Moreover, for celebration of such puja, nowadays, consent of the local headman has got to be obtained. Earlier, such permission from local headman was not necessary. So, you have to take permission from the police as well as the local headman. A parallel government is running there. For observing, you have to take his permission for observing any religious festival of the non-tribals, not of the tribals. So what has changed? If you notice the pattern, even this year, the posters declaring all Bengalis in Meghalaya as Bangladeshis came in a day before, just a day before Durga Puja. Didn't I say that? Since everyone talks about chronology, here is an interesting one. You talk about chronology, no? Join the dots. Meghalaya had come into existence in 1972 and did not report any major communal violence until 1979. Just a year before that, in 1978, Khasi Students Union was born. Join the dots. Till the time Khasi Students Union was not born, there was no violence of any sort in Meghalaya. Now let me go back to the Sarma Commission report. The nature of violence in the 1992 riots. The Commission had observed that the most shocking and atrocious incidents during the disturbance were the burning of 4 non-tribals to death, 2 at Motfran on 12th August 1992 and 2 at Mavlai on GS Road on 6th October 1992, and complete annihilation of a Bengali family consisting of 11 persons by a frenzied mob at the Mavlai Mauro on 10th October 1992. And you say you have never committed any crime on religious grounds. Wait, there's more. Most of the organized attacks were on non-tribals by the tribals. The Commission had observed further. Mind you, I'm reading a report of the Commission, not my own report. More often than not, fear is generated over non-tribals, especially Bengalis, are swamping the state. Point remains. Barring 3 wards in Shillong city, which are called European wards, nowhere in the entire state of Meghalaya, any non-tribal can own a square inch of land today. And those who have been owner of properties beyond these wards cannot sell them to any non-tribal. Constitutional morality of such reservation apart, where does the threat of swamping the land even arise then? Some of you come and say that you have occupied our land. It is not permissible there. Then why do you come and lie? I said you are liars. Here on. There's some more. As far as violence is concerned, the memorandum submitted to the Sarma Commission by the Citizens Forum noted that 34 non-tribal people had lost their lives and thousands were evicted from their hearths and homes where they could never return. No proper investigation was conducted to find out the cause behind such widespread disturbance. Not a single culprit was brought to book, and the miscreants and troublemongers got direct encouragement from the passive attitude of the administration. As a result, the non-tribal population living within predominantly Khasi localities were compelled to leave their hearths and homes, selling them at throwaway price to tribals, and this provided further encouragement to the miscreants and troublemongers. Now some questions. From 1979 till today, why is that the Hindu festive season starting with August till Diwali in October is kept tensed in Meghalaya in general and Shillong in particular, and peace remains undisturbed in December during Christmas, unless there is a religious agenda to it? Point number 2. How many criminal investigations have been conducted into the incidents of communal violence in Meghalaya since 1979? Point number 3. What is the number of convicted persons in such cases? I would request the Khasi community to please come out, because I do not want to talk with the Khasi Students Union. They are a bunch of thugs and goons. It is below my dignity to talk to them. But yes, I am asking the Khasi community, please come out and answer to these questions, because it is a blemish on your community as a whole. And today's report, it is an official report. So do not raise fingers on this report. It's a report by a commission, by a retired justice. I hope you, Khasi Students Union, you got your answer, and I hope the rest of India will come to know what you have done. And why have you not been punished yet? That is my main question. When will you get your punishment? Again, I demand punishment for all the violence that has been committed by the Khasi Students Union, which is a students' union in name only. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.